Margaret Josephs calls Teresa a grudge holder, and she talks cut scenes and opens up about Joe's health. Welcome back to Right Now Trending TV. Before we get started, I want to thank each and every one of you for reaching over 800 subscribers. And I kindly ask that if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now and click the notification bell for more videos. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the week. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. I would really appreciate it. Again, thank you, everybody. Now let's get started. Margaret Josephs is spilling all the tea, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack here. From her husband Joe Benigno's cancer diagnosis to her thoughts on Teresa's lingering grudges, Margaret has been through it all. But the most frustrating part, some of these major moments didn't even make to air. So let's break it down because I have thoughts and you probably will too. First off, did anyone else feel blindsided when Margaret recently revealed Joe's prostate cancer diagnosis? I mean, this is huge news, and yet the show didn't even touch on it properly. On a recent episode of Taste of Taylor, Margaret let us know that while Joe is doing okay, he's still dealing with the first stage of prostate cancer. It's shocking that it wasn't fully addressed on the Housewives of New Jersey, and she mentioned they filmed scenes about it, but those moments got cut. Why would they leave something this important on the cutting room floor? This is a real life. It's not just about catfights and table flips. This is a reminder that behind the glam, these women and their families are dealing with serious issues. Margaret went into some detail about Joe's health, explaining that he's under active surveillance and gets tested every 4 months. Thankfully, things haven't changed and the tumor isn't growing. Can we all just breathe a sigh of relief for a second? But then Margaret brought up something else that a lot of people might not have considered. Why not have the tumor removed? Well, Margaret, she kept it real and said that the side effects could be way worse than the cancer itself, including some down below in the area issues. And she makes a good point. What man wants that, especially when there's a chance it might not grow for 10 years? Now, let's pivot a bit. Margaret's been a housewife since about 2017, and she certainly had her fair share of drama. But when she was asked about her hardest season, she didn't hesitate. It wasn't Joe's cancer that she highlighted, but the infamous ponytail pull incident with Danielle Staub. Remember that? It was one of the wildest moments in New Jersey history, and Teresa was the one egging it on, baby. Looking back, Margaret says that the season was emotionally draining, not just because of the physical altercation, but because of how things escalated. And can we talk about Siggy for a second? Margaret brought up how hard it was when Siggy accused her of being anti-Semitic, especially since Margaret's kids are Jewish. That had to be tough. Can you imagine being hit with accusations like that on national television? Fast forward to now, and Margaret is already thinking ahead to season 15. She's got some strong opinions about the current state of the show, and honestly, I kind of agree with her. She said, New Jersey needs more levity and more humor, and she's spot on because the show has gotten so heavy lately. Where's the fun shade? Where's the petty drama? And we love all that good stuff. Margaret suggested something like Christmas tree wars instead of dragging out deep, dark storylines. Can you imagine the housewives going at it over who has the best Christmas decorations? Now, that's the kind of a housewives drama I'm here for. One thing Margaret really can't stand is people dragging things out for too long. She threw a little shade at Jackie, saying Jackie cried all season about the rumor that her husband Evan was cheating. Margaret's advice, drop the BS. Who cares? Honestly, she has a point. In the world of housewives, you have to have some resilience. If you can't shake things off, you'll get eaten alive. Is Jackie just a little too sensitive for this franchise, or does Margaret need to show more empathy? Speaking of dragging things out, Margaret didn't hold back on her favorite girl, Teresa. Teresa might be resilient, having been through prison and all, but Margaret doesn't think that makes her the strongest. In fact, she says Teresa's problem is that she's a massive grudge holder. And let's be real, if you've watched New Jersey over the years, you've seen it. Teresa doesn't just hold a grudge. She'll beat that grudge into the ground, bring it back to life, and then kill it again. Margaret's not here for it, and honestly, neither am I. Housewives need to keep it moving, right? How many seasons can we rehash the same drama over and over and over again? But even with all that shade, Margaret still has a soft spot for the show and the fun moments it brings. She reminisced about her favorite season, which happens to be season 12. Despite the fact that this was the season she exposed to Bill Aiton's affair, yikes, she loved it because it was also her mom's 75th birthday. That's what makes Housewives so interesting. One moment you're in a knockdown, drag-out fight, and the next moment you're celebrating life's big milestones. That's reality TV gold right there. Season 12 was also the season where Margaret did the Hospital Heroes charity event. She called that her charity season, and it was one of the highlights for her. I love when we get to see the softer side of these women. And sure, we can tune in for the drama, but those moments of real emotion and kindness reminds us that we all care about them in the first place. Now, as for the future, Margaret's hoping for a shift. She said it best, one bad apple can ruin the bunch. And she's talking about Trey or Teresa, maybe. But it sounds like she's calling for a reset. The show needs to move past the heavy grudges and bring back some of the lighthearted fun. Do you think the show can bounce back, or are we too far into the drama at this point? So here we are, gearing up for season 15, and I can't help but wonder, will we finally see more of the real-life struggles, like Joe's cancer, or are we going to be stuck in the same old feuds? Margaret is right about one thing. We need more levity, more resilience, and maybe fewer grudges. Definitely fewer grudges. So what do you think? Is New Jersey in a need of a major shakeup, or is the drama just too juicy to let go? Either way, I'll be tuning in because let's face it, no matter how messy it gets, we can't look away. So everybody, what are your thoughts about this video? Jot your opinions down below in the comments. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for more videos. Until next time, ciao.